Well, just as the national spotlight hits Denver with Major League Baseball's All-Star Game in a few days, Colorado is no longer in a public health emergency. When Democratic Governor Jared Polis ended the 16-month-long public health emergency status yesterday, he rescinded all of his previous executive orders by issuing a new executive order. Politics guy Marshall Zellinger explains what's still in place.
I'm declaring a state of emergency here in Colorado.
Since that announcement on March 10, 2020, Democratic Governor Jared Polis issued more than 400 COVID-19 related executive orders. Actually, it's closer to 50 because the majority of them simply extended previous ones every 30 days. They ranged from preparing alternative care sites to creating the ever-changing color dials we've already forgotten about, suspending in-person learning, issuing mask orders, and reducing red tape for healthcare workers. The executive orders that were not already expired are now gone.
Thankfully, finally getting rid of the health-related emergency executive orders because they are no longer needed.
Except some of them are. As Polis got rid of all other COVID-19 executive orders, he issued a new one. The Colorado COVID-19 Disaster Recovery Order keeps in place some of the policies from executive orders Polis just ended. For instance, the Get Back to Work bonus that he offered unemployed workers in May and June. Those bonuses that pay out half if you keep your job 4 weeks, the other half after 8 weeks, could total up to $1,600. But since they won't be fully paid until the end of August, they have to remain in an active executive order. By the way, 18,000 employees went to work during the bonus period, and so far, about 1/3 of them have received a portion of their bonus. The average bonus, $732. And for renters still struggling to pay their landlords, Polis's new executive order still requires landlords to give 30 days notice before starting the eviction process instead of 10 days notice. And one section of his new executive order makes it clear you do not have to pay for a vaccine.
I was shocked. I turned directly to Camille and I said, we got charged for a vaccine we didn't even get.
Ashley and her husband Camille were supposed to get a vaccine at the Dr. Moma Clinic in Colorado Springs in April. That's the clinic where people who did get it needed to be revaccinated. Ashley and Camille did not end up getting the shot there, but they just got a bill for it.
I just have this terrible feeling that, more people have probably been charged for a vaccine shot that they did not get or that they shouldn't have been charged for in the first place.
There is one thing you're supposed to say, Steve, when you get a bill for a COVID-19 vaccine. Do you know what you should say?
Like, gosh darn it, this
What the hell, Jim?
That's a good one. Or in this case, what the hell, insurance company, because you're not supposed to be charged for anything having to do with it.
You know, I was reading through the executive order, and it's interesting that you create a new executive order to say, I'm getting rid of all the other ones, but by the way, there's these we still have to have some of these things that were in previous executive orders. But it's very clear, like under federal law, if the place you go to get your vaccine is receiving federal funds, as a result of that, they cannot take any money from you.
So interesting that we're still talking about that clinic in Colorado Springs all these months later. But the people who are in the business of writing executive orders had a good year.
They did.
There were a lot of them. Marshall Zellinger, thank you.